Rachael Ray is ending her talk show after 17 years.
In just 2 short decades, Rachael Ray has transformed from a self-taught culinary enthusiast sharing her recipes on local Albany, New York television segments into an unstoppable force in the world of media. From crafting best-selling cookbooks to designing stylish cookware and home furnishings, Ray's influence knows no bounds. And let's not forget her dynamic presence on television, which, despite the conclusion of her syndicated talk show, continues to captivate audiences. Yet behind this meteoric rise lies a journey marked by trials. Join us to discover the tragedies that Rachael Ray has silently endured over the years. Rachael Ray's distinctive gravelly voice, a hallmark of her persona, is not merely a stylistic choice, but a lifelong challenge stemming from a traumatic bout of croup during her childhood. Croup, an infection targeting the airway, inflicted lasting damage on her delicate vocal cords, setting the stage for a lifetime of vocal struggles. Before Ray became a household name, her voice was already a source of difficulty. Pre-puberty, her vocal affliction was particularly severe, impairing her ability to communicate effectively. While some may find a raspy voice intriguing or charismatic, for Ray, it represented an ongoing impediment to her daily interactions. Despite assumptions that cigarettes or other vocal-altering substances were to blame, Ray's raspiness had its roots in medical issues rather than lifestyle choices. Croup, a condition she battled recurrently as a child, left her with weakened vocal cords, predisposing her to voice-related challenges. Ray's journey with her voice has been one marked by resilience and proactive management. Seeking solutions, she consulted a voice specialist who imparted exercises to strengthen her throat and advised moderation in caffeine consumption. Additionally, in 2008, Ray underwent surgery to address a cyst on one of her vocal cords, a procedure necessitating strict vocal rest for recovery. Rachael Ray was mugged outside her New York apartment, twice. For decades, New York City was plagued by a notorious reputation for crime, its name synonymous with the specter of random muggings and violence that permeated the streets, often depicted in movies and TV shows. However, the tide began to turn in 1994 with the implementation of widespread systematic changes aimed at curbing crime rates. While significant progress has been made in reducing criminal activity, the city still grapples with sporadic incidents of muggings and aggravated assaults, serving as a sobering reminder of the persistent challenges that remain. Rachael Ray's personal encounter with the city's darker side underscores the enduring reality of urban crime, despite efforts to combat it. In 1995, she made the pivotal decision to relocate to New York City, unaware of the dangers that lurked in its shadows. Within a mere 2 years of her arrival, Ray found herself confronting the terrifying threat of violence firsthand. The harrowing incident unfolded in the familiar confines of her Queens apartment building, a place meant to provide sanctuary, but instead became the setting for a traumatic encounter. As she innocently went about her day, Ray's world was shattered when an assailant ambushed her, thrusting her face against the door and brandishing a menacing weapon against her back, demanding her belongings. In a moment of instinctive defiance, Ray unleashed the protective measure her father had bestowed upon her, a can of mace, turning the tables on her attacker and unleashing a torrent of screams that echoed through the halls. However, the ordeal did not end there. Despite her valiant resistance, the assailant persisted in his pursuit, returning the following week to subject Ray to a brutal assault in a desolate alley, an act of violence that left an indelible mark on her psyche. The trauma of these consecutive attacks proved to be a breaking point for Ray, prompting her to make the difficult decision to abandon the city that had betrayed her sense of security. Fleeing to the tranquility of upstate New York, she sought solace and sanctuary, recoiling from the urban landscape that had inflicted such profound wounds upon her. Rachael Ray's foray into the world of advertising, particularly her endorsement deal with Dunkin', formerly Dunkin' Donuts, sparked a firestorm of controversy that rippled through both the culinary community and the public sphere. Known for her emphasis on fast and easy meals, Ray saw the partnership as a natural extension of her brand, aligning with the convenience-oriented ethos that she had cultivated over the years. However, what seemed like a logical collaboration quickly spiraled into a public relations nightmare, thrusting Ray into the crosshairs of intense scrutiny and criticism. The backlash reached a crescendo when renowned culinary figure Anthony Bourdain levied scathing condemnation against Ray, denouncing her involvement with Dunkin' as tantamount to peddling crack to kids and branding her as evil. Bourdain's indictment, delivered with characteristic acerbity, sent shockwaves through the culinary world, marking a rare instance of peer-on-peer criticism directed at Ray. Yet Bourdain was not alone in his censure. Other critics seized upon different aspects of Ray's endorsement, with some decrying her choice as an affront to health consciousness, and others even suggesting that her scarf symbolized an association with Islamic extremism, an accusation Ray herself dismissed with steadfast resolve. In the face of mounting scrutiny and vitriol, Ray remained resolute in her defense of the partnership, steadfastly standing by her decision and refusing to capitulate to public pressure. In interviews, she reiterated the rationale behind her collaboration with Dunkin', emphasizing the shared goal of promoting healthier food options and highlighting the support provided by the company for her charity, Yummo. The interconnected web of social media and celebrity culture can often spawn bizarre and baseless rumors, and Rachael Ray found herself ensnared in one such whirlwind of unfounded accusations. In a case of mistaken identity fueled by the frenzy of online speculation, Ray became unwittingly embroiled in a scandal involving Jay-Z and Beyoncé, despite having no connection whatsoever to the events in question. At the center of the controversy was a fellow personality bearing a name strikingly similar to Ray's, Rachael Ray, a renowned fashion designer. Roy found herself thrust into the spotlight following an enigmatic Instagram post alluding to good hair, a phrase erroneously interpreted by some as a veiled reference to Beyoncé's iconic lyric about Becky with the good hair. This innocent social media post ignited a firestorm of speculation and condemnation from Beyoncé's fervent fan base, the Bay Hive, with many directing their ire towards Roy. However, amidst the fervor of online backlash, a segment of Beyoncé's less discerning supporters made a critical error. They mistook Rachael Ray for Rachael Ray, erroneously attributing Roy's supposed involvement in the scandal to the celebrity chef. Despite the glaring disparity in their professions and backgrounds, Ray found herself besieged by a deluge of vitriolic messages and accusations as bewildered fans unleashed their fury upon her via social media platforms. The torrent of hate directed at Ray, fueled by the mistaken belief in her complicity in the alleged infidelity scandal, underscored the perils of unchecked misinformation in the digital age. Despite her innocence and lack of involvement in the affair, Ray became an unwitting target of misplaced rage, with outraged individuals hurling insults and threats at her with reckless abandon. In the face of this unwarranted onslaught, Ray found herself navigating uncharted territory, grappling with the surreal experience of being falsely implicated in a scandal of epic proportions. While the ordeal may have been absurd in retrospect, the real-world ramifications of the online furor were all too real for Ray, serving as a sobering reminder of the destructive power of rumor and speculation in the age of social media. The shadow of rumor and speculation loomed large over Rachael Ray's personal life, casting a pall over her marriage to John Cusimano, a multifaceted talent known for his roles as a musician, actor, and lawyer. Since their union in 2005, the couple has been thrust into the unforgiving spotlight of public scrutiny, contending with persistent allegations of Cusimano's infidelity, a specter that has haunted their relationship for years. While Ray herself has never been implicated in any wrongdoing, she has found herself unfairly ensnared in the web of gossip surrounding her husband's alleged indiscretions. Despite the absence of concrete evidence to substantiate these rumors, the court of public opinion has been merciless in its judgment, subjecting Ray to unwarranted scrutiny and condemnation for her husband's purported transgressions. The couple's resilience in the face of relentless speculation has been tested time and again, with Ray forced to confront the whispers and insinuations that threaten to erode the foundation of their marriage. In a candid interview with People magazine in 2007, Ray addressed the rumors head-on, acknowledging the existence of unverified claims regarding her husband's fidelity, but staunchly asserting her confidence in their relationship. "I've known where he is every night since we've been married," she declared, dispelling any notion of being a deceived spouse with unwavering conviction. However, the relentless barrage of rumors persisted, reaching a crescendo in 2013 when tabloids levied salacious allegations against Cusimano, alleging his involvement in a purportedly scandalous lifestyle. Faced with the relentless onslaught of tabloid sensationalism, the couple felt compelled to issue an official denial, refuting the baseless claims propagated by the media with a firm assertion of their innocence. The tragic death of Rachael Ray's aunt, Geraldine, served as the catalyst for a bitter and acrimonious family feud, tearing at the seams of familial bonds and thrusting the celebrity chef into the unforgiving spotlight of public scrutiny. What began as a private tragedy soon spiraled into a tabloid-fueled saga of accusation and recrimination, with Ray's own cousin leveling blame at her doorstep and igniting a firestorm of controversy. The circumstances surrounding Geraldine's untimely demise were undeniably heartbreaking, a chilling reminder of the fragility of life and the capriciousness of fate. Geraldine's passing occurred tragically in November 2013, a victim of the merciless elements after accidentally locking herself outside in the freezing cold while house-sitting for Ray's mother, Elsa, in the frost-bitten environs of upstate New York. However, amidst the grief and mourning that enveloped the family in the wake of Geraldine's death, simmering tensions and long-standing grievances erupted into open hostility, fueled by accusations of neglect and blame. Ray's cousin Gina seized upon the tragedy as an opportunity to air her grievances publicly, leveling damning allegations against Ray and her husband, John Cusimano, and casting them as indifferent and uncaring figures complicit in Geraldine's demise. In a scathing interview with the National Enquirer, Gina spared no words in her condemnation of Ray, asserting that her mother's death was the direct result of the Ray family's negligence and indifference. The decision of Ray and her husband to forego attendance at Geraldine's funeral, ostensibly due to work commitments, only served to further inflame tensions and deepen the familial rift. For Ray, the public airing of familial discord and the specter of blame cast upon her shoulders represented an agonizing ordeal, thrusting her into the unenviable position of defending her actions and grappling with the fallout of familial strife played out on a public stage. Despite the vitriol and accusations hurled her way, Ray maintained a dignified silence, choosing not to dignify the tabloid sensationalism with a response. Besides, Rachael Ray's foray into the pet food industry with her brand Nutrish proved to be a double-edged sword, as she found herself thrust into the harsh glare of public scrutiny when the product faced a significant legal challenge. Despite her limited involvement in the day-to-day operations and manufacturing of the pet food line, Ray bore the brunt of the public outrage and criticism, shouldering a disproportionate share of the blame for the controversy that ensued. The origins of the lawsuit can be traced back to the acquisition of Nutrish by the J.M. Smucker Company, which assumed ownership of the brand from its original manufacturer, Ainsworth Pet Nutrition. It was under Smucker's stewardship that Nutrish found itself embroiled in a $5 million class action lawsuit in 2018, filed by a consumer who alleged false advertising due to the presence of the herbicide glyphosate in the so-called natural dog food. Despite the legal proceedings ultimately being dismissed in 2019 due to a lack of specificity in the plaintiff's claims, Ray found herself cast as the public face of the controversy, with media outlets focusing their ire squarely on her. While it's understandable that the Nutrish brand, bearing her name prominently as Rachael Ray Nutrish, would draw attention to her role, the disproportionate allocation of blame to Ray rather than to Smucker, the actual defendant, was striking. Ray's predicament underscored the harsh reality faced by celebrities who lend their names to products, bearing the weight of public scrutiny and criticism even when they are not directly responsible for the issues at hand. Despite her limited involvement in the production and distribution of Nutrish, Ray found herself in the unenviable position of defending her brand and reputation against a barrage of negative publicity and unwarranted blame. The years 2020 and 2021 brought unprecedented challenges and hardships for many individuals worldwide, and Rachael Ray was no exception. While she was fortunate to maintain her health and livelihood amidst the upheaval caused by the global pandemic, she endured a devastating personal loss that shook her to the core, the destruction of her cherished home in the Lake Luzerne region of upstate New York. For Ray, her upstate home held profound sentimental value, serving as not only a sanctuary, but also a symbol of stability and roots in a community she had been connected to for decades. Situated across the street from her mother's residence, the house was more than just a dwelling. It was a place of refuge and belonging, a haven where she could retreat from the demands of her high-profile career and find solace in the embrace of loved ones. The tragedy struck in August 2020, a moment forever etched in Ray's memory as a neighbor rushed to alert her to the ominous sight of smoke billowing from the roof. What began as a simple gesture to set the mood, a flicker of warmth from the fireplace, soon escalated into a full-blown inferno, consuming the home she had painstakingly envisioned and built nearly 2 decades prior. In the aftermath of the devastating fire, Ray confronted the stark reality of loss and displacement, grappling with the profound emotional toll of seeing her beloved home reduced to smoldering rubble. Yet, amidst the wreckage and despair, Ray found the resilience to rebuild, channeling her grief and determination into a remarkable feat of resilience and renewal. Drawing upon her own experience of loss and recovery, Ray embarked on a poignant journey of rebuilding, not only reconstructing her physical dwelling, but also cultivating a spirit of hope and solidarity within her community. Through her television show, Rachael Ray's Rebuild, she extended a helping hand to others who had faced similar devastation, offering support and inspiration to those navigating the arduous path toward restoration. The relentless onslaught of natural disasters proved to be a relentless adversary for Rachael Ray and John Cusimano, as Hurricane Ida wreaked havoc upon their New York City apartment in September 2021, compounding the devastation of their earlier loss when their upstate New York home was consumed by fire just over a year prior. For Ray and Cusimano, the consecutive blows dealt by nature's fury plunged them into a maelstrom of upheaval and uncertainty, testing their resilience and resolve in the face of overwhelming adversity. The aftermath of Hurricane Ida left their once cherished New York City residents in shambles, with the ferocity of the storm's wrath leaving no corner untouched. Ray recounted the extent of the damage in vivid detail, describing how the tempestuous winds and torrential rains had ravaged their apartment with ruthless efficiency, leaving behind a scene of devastation reminiscent of a theatrical production gone awry. Ida took it out, and I mean out. Down hard, Ray lamented to People magazine, reflecting on the surreal sight of their home reduced to ruins. From the speakers embedded in the ceiling to the fireplace and every seam in the walls, the apartment bore the scars of the storm's fury, a poignant reminder of the fragility of human habitation in the face of nature's wrath. Adding insult to injury, The hurricane struck shortly after Ray and Cusimano had invested time and effort into renovating their apartment to suit their needs and tastes. The floodwaters of Ida inundated their meticulously curated sanctuary, inundating it with destruction and despair, amplifying the frustration of their loss. Yet, the challenges did not end there. As Ray and Cusimano endeavored to pick up the pieces and begin the arduous process of rebuilding, they encountered further setbacks and obstacles. The efforts of the remediation team, tasked with drying out the apartment, inadvertently exacerbated the damage, culminating in a catastrophic rupture of the main water pipe that flooded the entire building, cascading down from their sixth-floor abode to the first floor below. In the face of such overwhelming adversity, it's understandable that Ray would feel like a kicked can, as she aptly described to the outlet. The cumulative toll of loss and displacement, compounded by the relentless onslaught of nature's fury, undoubtedly tested the limits of her endurance and resilience. Amidst the turmoil and upheaval wrought by the COVID-19 pandemic, Rachael Ray was confronted with yet another heartbreaking loss: the passing of her beloved canine companion, Isabeau. For Ray and her husband, John Cusimano, the loss of Isabeau transcended mere pet ownership, representing the departure of a cherished family member and confidant whose presence had imbued their lives with joy and companionship. The devastating news of Isabeau's passing reverberated through Ray's social media channels, where she shared a poignant tribute to her departed friend, extolling the virtues of unconditional love, empathy, and understanding that Isabeau had imparted upon them. In a heartfelt Instagram post, Ray and Cusimano mourned the loss of their beloved pit bull, reflecting on the profound impact she had made on their lives and the enduring lessons she had taught them. Today, John Cusimano and I mourn the loss of a dog, a pit bull who taught us more about unconditional love, empathy, and understanding of one another than we could have ever imagined, Ray wrote, her words echoing the depth of grief and gratitude that accompanied their farewell to Isabeau. Despite the overwhelming sorrow of their loss, Ray remained steadfast in her ability to find solace and perspective amidst the darkness. In interviews following Isabeau's passing, she reflected on the bittersweet gratitude she felt for the precious time she had been able to spend with her beloved companion in the final months of her life, a gift made possible by the unexpected slowdown of the world amid the pandemic. When I lost my dog, I was so grateful that I could be with her the last several months of her life. She died in my arms, Ray recounted in an interview with Extra, her voice tinged with a mix of sorrow and gratitude. Even as she grappled with her own grief, Ray remained keenly aware of the profound losses endured by others, both human and animal alike, during the pandemic, underscoring the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment with loved ones. In a poignant gesture of remembrance and renewal, Ray and Cusimano welcomed a new addition to their family just a month after Isabeau's passing, a playful pup named Bella Boo Blue, whose arrival served as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness of loss. In honoring Isabeau's memory with their new furry companion, Ray, and Cusimano paid tribute to the enduring legacy of love and companionship that their beloved pit bull had left behind, ensuring that her spirit would live on in their hearts and home for years to come. The intrusive scrutiny faced by women in the public eye extends far beyond their professional endeavors, often encroaching into the deeply personal realm of their romantic and familial choices. Rachael Ray, like many women in entertainment, found herself subjected to a relentless barrage of invasive questions about family planning, with the media scrutinizing her every decision and speculating on her future as a parent. In an industry where age-old stereotypes and expectations still reign supreme, Ray's steadfast refusal to conform to traditional norms of motherhood sparked a flurry of judgment and scrutiny from both the press and the public alike. Despite her unwavering dedication to her career and her thriving professional endeavors, Ray found herself constantly forced to defend her decision to delay or forego motherhood, a decision that she made with careful consideration and self-awareness. At the age of 40, Ray candidly addressed the relentless questioning about her plans for parenthood, articulating her reasons with honesty and clarity. In an interview with Nightline, she spoke frankly about the immense demands of her career and the amount of time and dedication it required, expressing doubts about her ability to balance the responsibilities of motherhood with her professional commitments. "For me personally, I would need more time to feel like I'd be a good mom to my own child," Ray explained, highlighting the importance of self-awareness and readiness in embarking on the journey of parenthood. She candidly acknowledged her uncertainties, admitting that she already felt stretched thin in her role as a pet parent to her beloved dog, and expressing doubts about her ability to fulfill the demands of motherhood. Despite her thoughtful reflections and reasoned explanations, Ray's statements were met with skepticism and further interrogation from the interviewer, underscoring the persistent societal pressure placed upon women to conform to traditional roles and expectations. Yet, Ray remained resolute in her convictions, asserting her autonomy and rejecting the notion that her decision to remain child-free was indicative of any deficiency or inadequacy. "I don't feel like I am," Ray asserted, pushing back against the insinuation that her life was somehow incomplete without children. With unwavering confidence and self-assurance, she reaffirmed her commitment to living life on her own terms, unapologetically embracing her chosen path and rejecting the confines of societal expectations. The relentless scrutiny faced by Rachael Ray in the media transcends mere criticism, veering into the realm of vilification and character assassination. Despite her numerous achievements and contributions to the culinary and entertainment industries, Ray has found herself subjected to a relentless barrage of attacks and smear campaigns perpetuated by detractors who seem determined to tarnish her reputation at every turn. At the heart of much of the vitriol directed towards Ray lies the persistent misconception that she is somehow undeserving of her success due to her lack of formal culinary training. Despite never claiming to be a chef or boasting of any formal education in the culinary arts, Ray has been unjustly labeled as a phony and a fraud by critics who seem intent on diminishing her accomplishments and belittling her contributions to the culinary world. The attacks on Ray's character extend far beyond her professional credentials, delving into the realm of baseless gossip and unfounded allegations. Tabloids and social media users alike have taken aim at Ray's personal conduct, accusing her of being a poor tipper and perpetuating rumors of extensive plastic surgery and diva-like behavior on set. Despite the lack of credible evidence to support these claims, Ray has found herself the target of relentless smear campaigns, with her reputation and integrity called into question by those intent on tearing her down. Perhaps most egregiously, Ray has been subjected to cruel and unfounded rumors of a feud with media mogul Oprah Winfrey, whose company produced Ray's talk show. Despite the absence of any proof or on-the-record sources to substantiate these claims, Ray has been forced to contend with the damaging fallout of these baseless rumors, enduring relentless speculation and scrutiny from a public hungry for sensationalism. In the face of such relentless attacks and vilification, Ray has remained remarkably resilient, channeling the words of Taylor Swift's "Shake It Off" as a mantra of defiance against her detractors. Despite the unjust treatment she has endured, Ray has refused to be defined by the malicious gossip and smear campaigns aimed at her, continuing to pursue her passions and build her legacy in the face of adversity. What do you think about Rachael Ray's tragic life? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.